Live from Austin, Texas, here's Alex Jones.
All right, folks, as I promised, we'll be taking your calls in the next segment. I hope they can be Obama-related. I am not Alex Jones. I'm Jason Burmis, a filmmaker who is behind Loose Change and now Fabled Enemies, and hopefully many more to come, and I'll be sitting in for Alex all week if you listen over at Infowars.com as well. And I really want to get into this Obama thing right now. So let's start playing some clips. Let's show how the media is kind of in on this as well. Let's show Colbert talking to John King about them getting Obama elected, and they obviously did. I mean, MSNBC was so unapologetic about it. They actually had commercials they were running with, you know, Olbermann, Scarborough, Chris Matthews all together and experience the change. I mean, they're taking the guy's slogan before he's even elected. I mean, it is unbelievable to me, but we'll play this little Colbert clip, and then we'll move on to yet another clip. Go ahead.
How about Fight Club?
Fight Club is excellent.
First of all, I want to congratulate you and the rest of the media on getting Obama elected. You must feel very proud.
If your point is that perhaps Barack Obama is in for a new world order, I think you are correct.
Oh, John King says new world order. I just can't believe it.
People criticize the press.
Now, again, when I talk about the new world order, I'm a kook. I'm a nutty guy. But when John King, who's been an anchor now for CNN for over 15 years, I believe, he says it's nonchalant. No one goes into it. No one really says anything about it. Oh, yeah, I guess he is in for a new world order. How about that? Now, that's on the, obviously Colbert is satire, but to say that the media did not help him get elected, I think the only media outlet that was halfway polling for McCain was Fox. And even people like Shepard Smith did not seem like their heart was in it for McCain. I mean, McCain was a puppet to lose, let's be honest. I mean, if they were really putting in a candidate that maybe had a shot on the Republican end, Mitt Romney comes to mind, somebody who was a little bit more well-spoken, young, had a successful business, seemed to be ahead in many of the primaries. I mean, they went to somebody who was going to lose. I mean, first of all, Obama's transition team, they started in May. In May, they were ready to move into the White House. Think about that. In May, he started his transition team. That's admitted by every single news outlet I've watched, from Anderson Cooper to, it was on Brit Hume. Of course, they talked about it on Olbermann, Chris Matthews. So he pretty much knew he was going to win from May on. Now, why is that? Well, magically, Obama attended the Bilderberg Conference. Now, he never confirmed that, but literally right after Hillary conceded, he and Hillary both disappeared into Washington, D.C. Now, Obama actually tricked the press corps. He tricked the press corps. He actually told the press corps what he was going to do, but then he tricked them by letting them think that he was going to be on the plane when they left Dulles Airport. If you watch the interview on the plane prior to him tricking them, he says that he's going to meet with Senator Clinton in private without any press or surrogates. So in other words, none of his chief of staff are going to be there, and there's going to be no press there. But if you think it's a one-on-one meeting, you are incorrect. So later on, he escapes. His press secretary, I believe at the time, Gibbs, or, the equivalent chief of staff or whatever, Gibbs is very uneasy. He says it's in an undisclosed location. He won't give it up. Now, Anderson Cooper on CNN is the first to start reporting it, and they start reporting that it's at Clinton's home. Oh, it's in her D.C. home. Isn't that nice? There's a couple Suburbans outside. The media starts to go there. Well, lo and behold, it's not at Clinton's home. So where is it? Well, the Bilderberg meeting is going on about 10 miles down the road with the likes of Condoleezza Rice, Alan Greenspan. Let's see, David Rockefeller was there this year. You can actually get the Bilderberg list online. They actually published it this year. It's the biggest meeting you've never heard about. And, it's 144 of the top people in economics, in foreign policy and domestic policy in the world. Now, the cover story after that, after they got caught that they weren't in Clinton's home, was that Dianne Feinstein, one of these insiders, held the meeting at her house. Total bull. They both went to the meeting. They established that Obama was not only going to win, but they probably talked about where Hillary Clinton fit in. A lot of people at the time thought that she would be the vice president. I was one of those people. I thought that a Obama-Hillary Clinton ticket would be what they wanted to give the people. I was wrong. Instead, they chose another insider, Biden, who is a pretty likable guy. I mean, he cracked a pretty funny joke at Kucinich about his wife being hot, and everybody can relate to that, right? But then you have Clinton getting the spot as Secretary of State. And a couple other insiders, amazingly, as this quote-unquote secret meeting was going on, called it, said that that's what they were really discussing, was what her role in the administration would be, and now we know that role. So they go and they meet with the likes of these internationalists, and one of those internationalists happens to be Henry Kissinger. And that brings us to our next clip. Kissinger, a few weeks ago on CNBC, it might not even be a few weeks ago, it might have been a couple weeks ago or a week ago, I'm not sure what the date of the clip is, but on the floor they ask Mr. Kissinger, this, political strategist, this behind-the-scenes guy that has really, he was an advisor to Bush behind the scenes on right after 9/11 on the war in Iraq, and it all came out. They wanted to appoint Kissinger as the head of the 9/11 Commission, but so many people were outraged from his international war crimes, overthrowing Allende in Chile, among other things. Involved in Gladio, and if you don't know what that is, just Google it. Yeah, let's bomb innocent civilians and blame it on our enemies. That always works. Seemed to work for him. And he was outraged. He was thrown out. But let's hear what Kissinger has to say about Obama.
The president-elect is coming into office at a moment when there are upheavals in many parts of the world simultaneously. You have India, Pakistan, you have the jihadist movement. So he can't really say that it's one problem, that it's the most important one. But he can give a new impetus to American foreign policy, partly because the reception of him is so extraordinary around the world. I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't such.
Oh, it's a great opportunity for a new world order. Isn't that lovely? Kissinger's been pushing this stuff since the 70s. I can't tell you how many clips where Kissinger is talking about the new world order. See, a lot of people think, oh, well, isn't the New World Order just a term that Daddy Bush used a couple times in the State of the Union address? Well, no, he used those terms, but he was just a front man for a larger organization of people, just like Kissinger is just a front man. This is more than just an idea of global government. This is something that has been on the table with elitists and intellectuals for hundreds of years. H.G. Wells wrote a book called The New World Order. Hitler talked about a new world order. It is not a coincidence that this term is still being used and that it is still trying to be achieved. Global government, that's what this bailout is about. It's about giving all of your assets and your financial institutions to international bankers. So it's time to wake up, folks. Infowars.com. We'll be back after this to take your calls. It's the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jason Burmis.